Good morning, y'all, and welcome back to another episode of Krig's Outdoors. Our plane leaves for North Bass Island at 8:15 a.m. So I've got to get up, get my tent taken down, all packed up into my bag, and then eat some breakfast and get ready, get to the airport, and get ready for our short flight to North Bass Island. Beautiful sunrise back there this morning. Got to get this stuff packed up real quick. So I wanted to show y'all something real quick, and that is something that you'll have when you're up on the lake, whether it be Lake Erie or I imagine any of the Great Lakes, and that are bugs, and specifically these things called mayflies that will land on your house, your car, whatever. I had some on my tent this morning. So they're these real big bugs with big wings, kind of, I don't know, dragonfly looking. Nothing else really looks like them. I'm gonna go ahead and give that muffin about a 6 out of 10. It wasn't very banana nut flavored. Did not taste like banana nut bread like Bob Evans' amazing banana nut bread. Tasted a lot like cake, but it was still pretty good. So we'll give it a 6 out of 10. All right, we are out of this spot. Now we have about a 12-minute drive to the Erie Ottawa International Airport. I think it's just called an international airport because they probably have short flights to Canada. Not a very big airport, but that's where our plane is leaving from, flying with Griffin Flying Service, and I think it should be a pretty short flight. There we are right there. You can see some planes, some big ones, some little ones, a helicopter. Well, I'm here at the airport. I actually just heard a plane start up. Hopefully that's not mine leaving yet. I got about, I don't know, 30 minutes or so, I think, until I'm supposed to take off. I gotta pay for my parking and figure out where to go. Not very big, but I've been to some little ones before. There's a whole lot of nothing up there. A couple people, I think, on the island, right? Can I close this?
You can leave it open for now.
What's your name?
Michael.
Michael? Ethan, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
There is the plane that dropped us off over here. It was a very short flight, shortest flight I've ever been on. Maybe other than when I went skydiving. I don't even know if it was 10 minutes. So I got some footage of the island, which will help me be able to look at it to know where I'm going. There goes the plane I was on. Now it's just us. Well, it looks like I've found the first inhabited house over here. Down this way, they've got like 4 cars, which I don't know why you would need 4 cars over here. Up ahead here we have a vineyard, which supposedly this island used to be
used to grow a lot of grapes. A lot of vineyards would rent out, wine companies would rent out this land or buy the land, however they had it, use it to grow grapes. The state bought most of the island back, and I think maybe now some of them still lease land off the state to grow grapes. Here's one of the plants of the vineyard. Got some little grapes already popping up there. Bet those will make some good wine one day. Well, I walked through that grass and got some mayflies galore on me. I've got like 4 of them on this arm, one on my hand there, on my pants. Pesky buggers are everywhere. Look at that, one of them even landed on my sunglasses. What the heck? They're everywhere, man. I got them all over me. I did not expect that when I was walking through that grass. There's the lake straight ahead. Tons of birds in this little marsh area here. And I saw that it's a public hunting area, which I'm not sure what you could hunt rabbits maybe in there in the winter. Some small game, I don't know, maybe some birds. But I will say the mayflies still keep landing on me even as I'm walking on the road. I hope once I get away from this kind of grassy marsh area that there won't be so many of them. I must have picked peak mayfly season. I believe right here behind us there's a little picnic table and a fire pit. That's one of the designated camp areas. There's another building here right by the little marina area, and this is a sign talking about how Governor Mike DeWine here was integral in securing North Bass Island, the public land part of it, because the state of Ohio now owns most of it. This is a little sign for the Lake Erie water snake, which is a non-venomous snake that lives here on the island. We'll hopefully see one sometime today. Hopefully it won't surprise us. Welcome to North Bass Island State Park. I assume not too many Ohioans have made the trip up here. So here's a little display and sign talking about the history of North Bass Island. I will sum of what I understand up for you. So this used to belong to Great Britain, and it was known as Isle St. George. After the War of 1812, it fell into the hands of the US, as did much of the Great Lakes. Then after that, the first people started living here. They figured out it was good for growing grapes for wine. So they did that for a really long time. They still have about 40 acres of grapes grown here, but there used to be as much as 400 acres grown here. The island in total is 688.6 acres. And the state of Ohio owns 589 acres of that. Lastly, I wanted to note that we are 9 miles from the mainland of Ohio and less than 2 miles from the Canadian border. Trying to spray all my stuff off here with bug spray, so those mayflies stay away, because they're everywhere. I just saw a guy head out of here in a boat, so that's the first person that I've seen. Well shoot guys, on my second cast I already had a fish. I felt his head shaking, it was pulling, my drag was not set correctly, so that's a good sign though. Well, there was our first snake sighting. I don't know if that one was the Lake Erie water snake. Oh, there's another one right over here. All right, we got a couple snakes right here. I'm not sure. One of them I think is the Lake Erie water snake, because I think it has like some stripes. Looks like a couple of people might have kayaked over. I've already seen a decent amount, probably probably six people so far, so there's some people here for sure. Pretty cool little sign right here. We've got North Margaritaville, one particular harbor, Edge of Paradise, some Jimmy Buffett references in there, and just some island life references. Now, one thing to note and one thing that interested me about this island was a lot of the abandoned houses. There's a bunch of houses on here that just no one lives in anymore, and one example is right in front of us here. You can see it's kind of collapsed a little bit. No one lives there. Everything's overgrown, falling apart. I've already seen probably like 3 houses like this. There's another one right over here. We're gonna check some of those out. I'm not gonna go near this one just because it's a little overgrown, but I'm sure we'll find some more. Be interesting to know what happened to all those people. You know, did they just move away and never come back and do anything with it? I think the state owns most of those houses now, and they're just being reclaimed by the wilderness. Well, I found a cool little rocky beach here, some dead trees. I was trying my hand at fishing a little bit. Still haven't caught anything, but I did find some cool sea glass. You can see some right there. We pick that up. It's another cool blue piece right there. So basically, like when broken glass gets in the water for a long time, the water just wears it down and it makes it like super smooth like a rock. There's places in the world that are famous for finding sea glass, and it's just a cool thing to find. Pick it up. You can start a little collection of it like I like to. All right, so here's my final haul on the sea glass. I also found a couple other cool rocks and such, a little piece of lead. This one is like super smooth, really cool rock. So on my way, I passed this peaceful little cemetery here, and I gave a little walk around, and there was some really old graves in here. The oldest one that I could read, I believe it said 1825 was the death. And there was a bunch from the 1800s and some so old that you couldn't read any of the writing on them. So you can definitely tell there's a lot of history on this island. You have to wonder what those people's lives were like. Were they out fishing just like I was? I bet they probably were. Well, there's a little island, North Bass Island chapel here. So I'm gonna go give it a little look inside. Pretty small post office here on the Isle of St. George. I counted 14 names on, you know, the mailboxes at the post office, so I imagine that's the maximum amount of people that live here at any time. Back that way you can see another abandoned house, and here are some more grapes from the vineyard. Check this out right there, guys. I just walked up, about stepped on that snake. That thing was huge. I am assuming that is what the Lake Erie water snake is, because that thing was like spotted and looked very cool. Kind of scared me. I walked right up on it. It's just in the side of the grass along this road. Right here is the school, which is no longer an actual school. I believe it was until about 2011, I want to say. That's the year that's sticking in my head. At this point, I'm calling it lunchtime. I came back to one of the beaches that is by the pier and marina, and I've got myself some food. I brought along some of these freeze-dried meals. For lunch, we're gonna have some home-style chicken noodle casserole. Hopefully I can catch a fish and add that to my dinner, but if not, I've got 3 of these, 3 different flavors from different brands to have today. We're gonna try this one, cook it right here on the beach. I got my jet boil, some water. Let's do this. Well, the water is already boiling. I think that took about 2 minutes, maybe 2.5. All right, our food should be done now. We'll see what we're working with here. This is the Mountain House. Again, a lot of you have probably had these before. I've eaten like once or twice. It's not the best, but it'll have to do for this weekend. Here's what we got. Can you guys see in there? Here we go. It's definitely not your mother or grandmother's chicken and noodles. It's not the worst thing I ever had. It has a bit of a weird taste to it, which I honestly think is from the water that was in the water filter bag that I have, because that is so new. It like still has, I had water from it, it has like a plasticky taste to it. My camp is now set up. My pack is way lighter now that I have my tent, sleeping bag, and sleeping pad, and the tent stakes out of my backpack. All right, I'm on the last road that I've yet to walk down, and I just walked past, barely even noticed it, this abandoned house that's back in the woods. Right there. A nice, more like wooded area here. I made my way up to the house, trekked through the woods here. Here's the inside. You can see how old and abandoned it is in there. Definitely a very old house. There's like nothing left, maybe an old washing machine up there I think I see. Pretty crazy, it's just back here in the woods. You have to wonder, you know, who lived here? What'd they do and where are they now? Probably I would say dead, whoever lived here. There's like nothing, it's totally wooded around here, so you know it's pretty old because there's no sign of a driveway or anything around it. Here is another abandoned house. This one's pretty much completely collapsed. Back in the woods again. Kind of spooky. Alrighty, it's officially time for my water filter to earn its keep. Filtering some Lake Erie water here. It honestly looks pretty clean on this beach that I'm at, but I'm still a little nervous about this. I've never like drank dirty water through a filter. I've drinking like from literally like a spring before and stuff, but I've never like lake filtered water. I don't know, something just scares me a little bit. But I'm very thirsty, so we got to try it. Well, it looks pretty darn clear to me. Here goes nothing. Honestly, not bad. You can still taste a little bit of the plasticky taste. This is a new bottle. I washed it out with soap and everything. It tastes better than the water I had earlier, surprisingly. The other thing I have to try while I'm sitting here is this astronaut ice cream sandwich. Basically just a freeze-dried ice cream sandwich. So there's no moisture in it. You don't have to add water, you just eat it. So not sure how this is gonna taste. Oh yeah, it's very broken up. That is so weird. It's like the driest cookie you've ever had, but it actually tastes pretty good. I think it's crazy that they literally just take an ice cream sandwich and get all the moisture out of it. I'm trying to think of what it's comparable to. I can't think of anything. It's really weird to eat. I just had a great idea. I think I might have to open up a rock skipping business. I'm gonna teach people how to rock skip because I think I might be the best rock skipper this side of the Mason-Dixon. You guys see those skips? I'm telling you, if everyone just skipped a couple rocks every day, the world would be a much happier place. That one sucked. Woo, that was one of the best of the day. All right, it's now time for dinner. I've got my Jetboil set up here on a little rock countertop I made. This one for dinner, we're gonna do the 3-bean chili mac, since I can't catch any fish. I'll tell you, it smells like dead fish on this beach, and that's because there's a dead fish like 20 yards that way. Stuff's already boiling. That was like a minute and a half. Wasted away again in Margaritaville, searching for my long shaker of salt, warm on the flame, doodling on sponge cake, watching the sun bake. All right, I think we're ready here. I have a better feeling about this one. Definitely sucked up the water better. Here's what it looks like. Can you guys see that, maybe? Probably not. I thought it had meat in it, but it does not. It's all right, we'll give it a try. I definitely like this one more than the first chicken noodle casserole. This is a different brand. I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but we've got a couple trumpeter swans joining me here for our dinner. Pretty cool. Should we see if they want any? I've not caught any fish, but it has been extremely peaceful so far on this beach. Watching the sun go down, the birds flying all about, and just the water lapping on the shore. It's nice to just clear your head now and then and just think about things on the beach. Unfortunately, no fish. I don't know what's going on. Some of the spots just were not very good spots. None of them have been like great, but I don't know. Just some days are like that. But let me say one thing, that everyone on this island has been insanely nice that I have met. I don't know what it is, but everyone has been super nice. A guy just asked me if I wanted to ride on his golf cart. Seems like everyone here has golf carts to whip around on. And I wish I would have taken him up on it, because he probably was an interesting guy. Anyone that lives here year-round probably has a cool life story. This is crazy. I'm not sure if you guys can see this, but there's so many little bugs right here. And there's like little ones and then bigger ones feeding on them. You can hear the buzzing. I am officially pretty tuckered out. It is, what time we got? It's 9:39. It's been a good, eventful day. Eventful and uneventful. I've seen a lot of things, got to see a lot of new places, explore, but it's been peaceful and pretty laid back, which has been nice. Hoping the bugs are leaving. I don't really hear them anymore. So I'm gonna brush my teeth. And I didn't die from drinking the lake water that I filtered, which is good. My plane is supposed to pick me up at 9:15 in the morning, so I'm gonna head over there probably a little early in case I get there early, just so I have everything ready. And that's what we're gonna do. Good morning, y'all, and happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Today's Father's Day. It won't be when you're watching this, but I just woke up. It's just past 7:30 a.m. and my plane will be here around 9:15, so it's about time to get up, get my tent taken down. I just checked and my boots are still wet from yesterday and my pants are a little wet, which stinks, but we'll have to deal with it. One thing you have to think about when packing your tent up in the morning is my tent right now is super wet from all the dew last night. Like, it's soaked, and if I pack that up, it'll be fine. It's just gonna be wet, but if I leave it like that, it's gonna get mildew on it, and it's gonna be gross, and it's gonna ruin the tent. So you either have to dry it out before you pack it up, or pack it up and then get home and get it back out and let it dry out. Always keep that in mind. You don't want to keep a wet tent in its case packed up, and then it'll get mildew and get gross. Well, y'all, there is my plane approaching now. It's been a fun trip here. I really hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I hope it inspires you to go explore a new place of your own. It's time for me to get out of here. I'll see you next time on another episode of EJRC Outdoors. If no one will come with you, go do it yourself. Live adventure style, and I'll see you next time right back here, guys.